fishes. Came back for you. All right, good morning. Made it to transition. It's about 4:50. All right, so Colin and I are set up. Dave's set up, ready to go. He's waiting on some people. The rest of this video is gonna suck because I'm not recording. So anything you see from here on out until the end of the race when I'm done is gonna be from Connie's perspective, because she's recording, she's out on the course. She's not here at the swim, neither is Colin's wife. They're gonna meet us at about mile 40 when we pass our house, but after that, it's all whatever they get footage-wise, so let's see what they got. All right, so sun's up. It's 2:30 in the afternoon, which clearly means that I didn't have the race I wanted. I did not finish this race. It absolutely fucking sucks. Wednesday, I had the chest issue where it was just like, I felt like I was being squeezed or choked, and I was panicking. Couldn't catch my breath, could not breathe in the water, couldn't get comfortable, couldn't find a rhythm. Everyone told me I was fine. I'd be fine for the race, right? So come race day, I took extra precautions, put water in a wetsuit, you know, tried to calm myself, breathing, taking deep breaths. Again, I took my time getting in the water, went in right away. It didn't feel as cold as it did on Wednesday, but I got in, and within 100 yards, I was gasping for air, just, and I could not find a rhythm, so I grabbed the boat. I was literally grabbing every boat, jet ski, paddleboard, whatever on the way, all the way to the first turn. That was 1,000 yards. I just could not get a rhythm. I was pulling my wetsuit down. I at one point unzipped my wetsuit. I was doing breaststroke, freestyle, side stroke, backstroke. Going on my back was worse because the wetsuit did actually start to choke me. After the first turn, I started looking at my watch because now I'm racing the clock, because you only have 2 hours and 20 minutes to do this swim, and it was at like 1,000 yards. And I was at like 40 something minutes. Like, I was like, this is the slowest swim of my life. Kept on trying to go every 100 yards or so, maybe less sometimes. I was grabbing a boat. I started developing a slight cough in the water, and every time I coughed, somebody would say, "Did you just swallow water?" Like, no, I didn't. Okay, cool. Now, there's a reason for that, and I'll get to that in a minute. Finally, I got to a point where I was just... So at 2,000 yards, 2,100 yards, I was at an hour and 30-something minutes, which if I would have continued that the rest of the way, I was only halfway or just at halfway, I still wouldn't have finished, wouldn't have met the time limit. So I called it. I told the medical guy, I was like, hey, I can't breathe. I cannot catch my breath. So they got me in a boat, took my timing chip. That was the end of my day. Took me to the medical tent, you know, boated me to shore, took me to the medical tent. When I got to the medical tent, again, they were asking me if I had swallowed water because I was coughing every now and again. No, but they were checking my vitals. My pulse was at like an 86, 87, which my normal pulse is at like 50, 60, somewhere in there. My blood pressure was fine. It's like 127/72 or something like that. My body temperature was 97 point something, so I was just starting to cool down. And my oxygen level was in like the mid to low 80s. So they're trying to warm me up, retaking it over and over and over again, monitoring the oxygen. It would slightly go up and down to 86, 85, 87, 86, 85, and it would go there. Get up, walk around. So I'd get up, kind of move around, trying to get the blood circulating through my body. We get to like 89, 88, 87, 88, 89, somewhere in there. So finally they say, look, we're gonna have to take you to the hospital. We're gonna push you in an ambulance, take you to the hospital. They're gonna run a whole chest x-ray, EKG, just to make sure everything's good because your oxygen level is too low. My fingers were turning blue, right? which is a sign of early signs of hypothermia. And I just couldn't get warm, and my oxygen wasn't going. So finally someone said, hey, why don't you try taking off your watch and see if that helps? Because they were measuring on the same pan as my watch. Took off my watch, and my oxygen started going up, 90, 91, 92. And they finally said, okay, well, if it's in the low 90s, we're comfortable letting you go. The diagnosis was I was battling the early stages of SIPE, and I was battling the early stages of hypothermia. Now, SIPE is a condition, it's called swimming-induced pulmonary edema. Basically, it's swimming-induced, heart, it impacts your heart. What are things that can cause it? Cold water, altitude, a wetsuit, and there was another one, adrenaline. All of which I was dealing with in this particular race. Now, clearly my body could not handle that in the way I would have liked it to. It would have gotten worse if the cough would have gotten to a point where it was just like nonstop. Then I would have had to go to the hospital. And if I would have started coughing up like pink shaded spit, whatever, that would have been to the point where it was critical. I didn't get that far, thank God, because I called it instead of trying to push through this race. I will say this, not finishing absolutely sucks. I'm 100% crushed. Connie picked me up and immediately hugged me. She was just probably more upset in the moment than I was. We went to lunch at Chipotle, and I was telling her about another guy who I saw got pulled. His whole family was there at the swim, and he was just bawling his eyes out. And as soon as I said that, I broke down. I couldn't. It still hurts to think about the fact that I couldn't make it. I couldn't do it. And it wasn't that I wasn't prepared. I'll post this picture right here. Screenshot this because apparently SIPE doesn't mean that you don't have the ability to swim. I can swim, right? I swam 4,000 yards open water 3-4 weeks ago. I can swim in water. I just swam 8 or 1,200 or whatever open water not too long, last week. So I can swim. It has nothing to do with my abilities, but I just could not handle these particular conditions, and there was nothing I could do to train for it. But I will tell you this: I will be back. Maybe not here. At least if you ask me today if I would redo St. George, the answer is no. Maybe in the future, get a couple more races under my belt, then we'll say, all right, I need redemption. The good news is, this is the end of season 1 of Chasing Kona. The better news is, season 2 Chasing Kona starts in about a month, and our next race is Ironman Chattanooga in September 27th. Now, I didn't bring it up today, but my wife, her only thing was, because I didn't finish, my whole objective is to fuck up Chattanooga. I am going to make Chattanooga my bitch. I'm going to go hard. I'm going to go smart, though. And I am not going to feel this way again. It's gut-wrenching. Luckily, I have a lot of supporters. And they're all telling me that no matter what, I was out there and I tried it. And I gave it everything I had, and I was smart for pulling myself out for medical reasons. And as much as I agree with that, and I love hearing that I was smart and I did the right thing, it still hurts. I need to thank a few people, okay? The most important person to thank, or people to thank right now, is Connie and the girls. They put up with 6 months of this shit. 6 months of me training, 6 months of me training through dinner, training late at night, getting up early and training, not going on vacations, going out of town and still training, coming late to school award or presentations and concerts and award shows, or missing award shows or concerts or something like that, just, to get this done. And I almost feel like I let them down, even though they tell me I didn't. But I could not do any of this without them supporting me on this journey. So, babe, thank you so much for letting me do this. And I know I don't need permission, but for not bailing on me when I do this. I have to thank Dom and Helen, my coaches, who kicked my ass the last 6 months, and I definitely feel like I did not show everything that they did with me. I did not put that on display. I didn't get a chance to bike. I didn't get a chance to run. But we're going to come back stronger. I promise that. And I got to thank everybody that supported me. Friends, family, YouTube, people who don't even know me. I know some, Tommy is on the course right now. So Dr. Tommy, I'll link his channel here. He's kicking ass right now on the bike. I think he's probably almost done with the bike. But everybody who watched, commented, liked the video, thank you. I'll come back. Season 2 will have a better ending. I can assure you that. But yeah, so I'm gonna take the next month off. I'm not gonna do anything. I might lift because I don't have to recover. Can't recover off 2,100 yards. It's like a workout. So I can lift in the morning when everybody's still sleeping. Or maybe my wife and I will go to the gym together. Who knows? But I'm going to lift hard. And then when we start training again, I have one goal. One goal. That's it. So I got nothing else to say. I'm going to reflect and just spend some quiet time here at the house before I go downtown and cheer on the guys who are still racing. Even though my wife says my wife who doesn't want to, I can't just not be there for friends. So they would do the same for me. I'm not gonna bail on them because I had a shitty day. So I'm gonna take a little bit of time, relax, then go downtown. I gotta get my bike anyway. But that's the end of season 1. Did not have the storybook ending, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it shouldn't have had a storybook ending. So, whatever. I'll see you for season 2. All right, so I'm home. It's Monday, and on the plane I realized I forgot to thank a few more people. So to end this video, I'm going to add a couple more thank yous to the list. First, I got to thank my guy, Colin, who was a sounding board every day. I needed somebody to sound off with in training. We trained for the same race. He actually finished the race, but he was there with me to, especially post race, to kind of help settle me down a little bit, because he actually happened to DNF the swim at Ironman Florida in November. So he and I, we went through the same thing. He knows how to understand what I'm going through, and he was able to kind of give me a different perspective. So Colin, thanks. You see I got you through this, but you helped keep me level-headed throughout the last couple of days. Pam, another one, she's training for Ironman. She's training for Chattanooga 70.3 right now. We're racing Chattanooga together. But again, she was one that I was able to go to, and she talked me off a ledge a couple times when I was starting to stress out early on in the process. And last but not least, I got to thank these two together, Jenny and Tracy. You two are my accountability partners every day for the last 6 months. Anytime I needed to check in, just daily check-ins, how you doing, how you feeling, here's post-workout. You guys were there, and I'm going to utilize your accountability support going forward. But I want to give you guys a shout out on the vlog, just to kind of say, hey, I appreciate you, especially going through this. And Tracy and I we were chatting while I was walking through the airport Sunday night, and I vented more to her than I did to anybody other than Colin and Connie. So thank you for putting up with my venting and just kind of letting me just air out my opinions, my thoughts, without judging whatsoever. So with that, I'm going to end this video. We're ending this series. Ironman St. George Season 1 is over, and it ended in a DNF. But did find out, though, just last stat, Ironman St. George 2022, the World Championship race, had a 21.9% DNF rate. That means 21.9% of the people who started the race did not finish. That's 22% of 23 or 2,600 people that started the race did not finish it. That doesn't make me feel any better, but the fact that it was so high was just remarkable and something to note. So again, with that, I'll see you in season 2.